What drives you guys to keep going in a competitive industry or a saturated market?
Not worrying about the industry, just worrying about what we're doing. Social media is becoming really, really important. I mean, you have to kind of be this, as far as musicians now, you have to almost adapt to like new styles and new technology that's coming out. And obviously the internet's becoming a huge influence with people trying to listen to your music, just being absorbed to you. I mean, a kid in Japan can actually hear about your group in seconds. You go to YouTube and you see, you know, a music video and you see what they look like. So I feel like musicians now, or at least the audience, they tend to want more of a visual aspect to your music. They tend to want more of like a little bit more of a stimuli. Yeah, it's just, and it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, it's just kind of the evolution of us, you know, with our interactions with computers and our interactions with technology and kind of where our ADD level, per se, is going. Mystery has a lot to do with people's perception. Like I said, people experience new music and they experience new things by stimulating multiple senses. That's audio, that's visual, that's seeing it from different perspectives. So I feel like people's interpretation, it should be kind of focused on the visual aspect of it. People should be able to visually picture who we are, and that's kind of our job as the musicians, as the performers, to kind of create that world, create that environment so that the music can kind of make sense. So I'd say a lot of my early stuff, I guess you could call it 80s, but it developed maybe earlier than that. It's probably like just English New Wave. There's a whole period of music between like 78 and 82 where there was just this influx of minimal electronica where people were kind of pushing the boundaries of describing their city and their surroundings and where they lived. And I feel like that got kind of lost as the decade continued. But as far as that's what I grew up on. I grew up listening to a lot of minimal, listening to a lot of like just English New Wave, and I've always been drawn to techno and house music, and it felt like a perfect fit. So we're trying to figure out, basically, and it's just every practice we have, every show we have, it's basically a continuation of this study. It's the merging of electronic music with live instrumentation made by real human beings. I feel like obviously music has moved into a direction where it's getting a little bit too computerized, a little bit too impersonal, and there's like a disconnection between the audience and the actual performer. So bringing the humanism back to it, being in like live performers and figuring out a way to compose and battle this computer, figuring out kind of like an in-between. It seemed like it had peaked like maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. It seems like right now is kind of the dust is settling and people are kind of figuring out, okay, electronics are all new to them, but now it's like, how do we actually use these in an intelligent way? There's a few kind of groups doing it. I kind of pull influences from them, like Don Gibson, Nick Drake, early New Order, a lot of Joy Division, stuff like that. Okay.